Well, we have a storm warning to tell you about tonight, a political storm that is. The 2020 election year already shaping up to be a perfect storm that promises to reshape Montana's political landscape for years to come.
And Jay Cohen is with us tonight to give us more insight. Jay?
Well, guys, I know you've been enjoying the lack of all those annoying political ads that have been jamming the airwaves during the political season. Well, I think we can all agree that after the nasty 2018 campaign, the silence has been golden. Unfortunately, I'm here to tell you that it's just the calm before the storm. So buckle up and keep that mute button handy. We start with Montana's U.S. Senate race in 2020. It has the potential either to be a showdown or a snoozer. Junior Senator Steve Daines is facing his first Senate re-election bid. One survey rates Daines one of the Senate's most effective members. That's very important. And he looks to be a shoo-in unless another guy named Steve jumps into the race.
The $64 million question, right? I mean, the governor seems adamant that he wants to run for president, that he's not interested in running for the Senate.
We can't speak the language of Iowa or Michigan or Wisconsin.
But so far, presidential candidate Steve Bullock insists he's not interested.
At the moment, I'll take him at his word that he has no interest in it. He's never served in a legislative capacity. He's only served in executive positions. There's a little bit of a letdown, I think, becoming a senator, because now you're one of 100, whereas the governor, you're one of only 50 around the country. And in the state, you're the big kahuna.
It's hard for me to say with a straight face that Steve Bullock is actually going to be a serious presidential candidate.
Although he does not expect it to happen, Republican consultant Jake Eaton admits a Steve versus Steve matchup would be intriguing.
Essentially, you have two incumbents running against each other. Outside of Steve Bullock, the Democrats have a really, really weak bench.
Short of Governor Bullock, are there any other Democrats who might stand a chance challenging Senator Daines? In spite of losing to Greg Gianforte in last fall's congressional contest, Kathleen Williams may have her choice of what office she wants to pursue.
How can you be the voice when you don't meet with the public or allow?
She's going to have her picks. I think she's going to be the most sought after Democrat candidate. So all the national groups, the governor groups will be wooing her, the Senate committees will be wooing her, the congressional committee will be wooing her. I think she'll really be kind of their go-to marquee candidate this time. You know, Montana, we tend to like people better the second time around. It's, you know, very few folks at statewide level ever win on their first time out of the gate.
But Williams is expected to announce soon that she's planning another run at the U.S. House, which leaves Democrats with few choices.
I don't think we should be in the habit of expecting folks in our party to sort of rise through any ranks. Anybody can do it, and anybody with a passion and a willingness to want to stand up to the President of the United States or anybody in control if they're threatening our freedoms and everything Montana stands for.
Murphy just wrapped up 2 years as Senator Tester's chief of staff. He says while a specific challenger to Daines has yet to surface, he believes there are plenty of issues to raise.
Will he have the courage to actually speak with his constituents in a public forum and actually take tough questions? We haven't seen that from Senator Daines, and I think his time is due.
So one of the biggest challenges of all, you have to admit, is the ominous task of running and financing a Senate campaign. To put that in perspective, guys, that means like a small $20 million business, scaling it up, then scaling it down, all within 15 months. So that will scare off a lot of people. Coming up tonight at 10, we're going to give you a closer look at the 2020 race for Montana governor. It's already unfolding a year and a half before the election.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay.